Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nintendo Switch Lite. I wasn't sure what colour to go for. I was undecided between yellow and turquoise, and I went for yellow, and you know what? I'm really glad I did. I think it's a little bit different. I think most people probably will go for the turquoise, but it's got a bit of a retro look to it. I really like the look of it. So now, the plastic on this is kind of different. It feels, the other Switch is smooth, while this feels like it's got texture. It just feels kind of more rubberized. It's not, it's pure plastic, but it's got a rougher feel to it. And it feels nice in the hand. I really like the feeling in this. Now, I kind of spoilt myself a little bit by making a Nintendo Switch Lite a couple of months ago. So the weight of this now was the main thing that I liked on the one that I made. So now this isn't such a kind of shock to me, but when you feel it for the first time compared to the Nintendo Switch, to me it's much more usable because of how much lighter it is. So now this isn't going to be like a review like most people will do, because they're already going to be all over the internet. A lot of people got these like pre-release. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a My Mate Vince on it, so connecting up to different things, a few ideas and stuff like that. So sit back and hopefully you will enjoy the next 10 minutes or so. Now, first thing people are going to wonder is what happens if you try to dock it. Well, to begin with, you can't actually fit it in the dock because you can see the analog sticks get in the way. But if you were to use one of these extender cables for your dock, which then basically slots in and means you can plug in your Switch and it will still dock, unfortunately it still doesn't work. Let me show you that. Right, so you can see that cable in there now, and check this out. When we plug it in here, all that happens is it starts charging. And then if we take it out and we plug it in the other way around, again, it will just charge. I've also tried it with third-party docks as well, and nothing, it doesn't even flicker, it just charges. And that's because there's no video chip inside here. Obviously, by taking it out, Nintendo will save a few pounds per Switch, and all that adds up. So, unfortunately, it won't be dockable. There is a way you can get it on your TV. I'll show you that later in the video, but you won't like it. Nintendo GameCube stuff. This is using the May Flash adapter. So we plug it into here. We're using the black one. We're using the Wavebird here. So let's plug that one into there. I've set it to number 8 here. Turn it on. Press the button. You can see it's receiving there with a little red light. And if you have a look, you can see now it's connected up straight away. Let's go down to controllers, and it's down as USB. So can we use a LAN cable on the Nintendo Switch Lite? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in a USB-C on the go cable, and then I'm going to plug in this U-green Ethernet adapter here, so USB to Ethernet. Now this is just a fast Ethernet one, so up to 100 megabits per second. And now plug that into there, and let's see what happens up on the Switch here. Right, so the wireless symbol's gone out, the lights are flashing here, and excellent, there you go. You can now see the symbol up here. So 100% a wired connection does work. Now, just for my own curiosity, I'm going to see if a gigabit Ethernet adapter works. You know, the USB 3 ones? Because from memory, on the normal Nintendo Switch, these didn't work. Yeah, so this one still doesn't work. If you have a look, there's no lights flashing, and that symbol is staying on Wi-Fi. So just like the normal Nintendo Switch, the Ethernet adapters still do work. So if you had bad Wi-Fi signals, or you couldn't use Wi-Fi for whatever reason, you can still actually use this on a wired connection. There you go. Do USB controllers still work on the Nintendo Switch Lite? So here we have a Pokemon controller from the Wii U. Plugging it in to a USB-C on the go cable so it can fit into the bottom here. Now let's see what happens. Ready? Let's hit a button. Yeah, there we go, and it actually comes up with USB. So let's just quickly go back here. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so USB controllers still work. Okay, how many controllers can we connect in a Nintendo Switch Lite? Now in reality, it's going to be hard enough even using this in tabletop mode with just 2 or 3 people. But let's see, can you connect up as many controllers as you can on the Nintendo Switch, bearing in mind that it's already got built-in controllers. Right, so we're going to go to controllers and let's connect them up one by one. So we've already got the Pro Controller connected. Right, okay, so this last one is not connecting up. So we have, now, what have we got here? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, USB is number 6, number 7, and number 8, and as well as that we can still use these ones here. So now we have the option to connect up 9 controllers to the Nintendo Switch Lite. So that's pretty impressive. Can you still use a keyboard on the Nintendo Switch Lite? Yes you can, just plug it in via the USB-C cable and now you can see it working there. Just like that. Can we use controllers from other systems on the Nintendo Switch Lite just like we could with the standard Nintendo Switch using all these weird and wonderful adapters? So each of these are going to be getting connected up via a USB-C cable. Let's try some out. So this is a bliss box and the answer is yes. Let's do some more. This one, answer yes. The Mayflash Magic NS adapter, the answer is yes. And I have to include this, the comparison between my Nintendo Switch Mini and the official Nintendo Switch Lite. So as you can see, considering that I did this a couple or maybe more, maybe a few months ago now, it came out pretty good. And I got it quite close to the original one. Look at that. Obviously there's no comparison. This is 100 times better, but for a little homemade attempt, really happy with it. The amazing thing is the weight of these two things are pretty much identical. Let me get my scales. So the official one weighs about 275. At the moment it's showing 276. And my one weighs 276, there you go. What are the odds of that? But what does my one do that the Nintendo Switch Lite can't do? That's right, this one has HD rumble. And as well as that, if you look closely, this one has a bigger screen. So if we go diagonal, this screen here is about 16 centimeters, and this one here, if you go on the inside of the bezel, is 14 centimeters. So which one would I rather have? Of course I'd rather have this one. Size wise I would say my one is probably about half a centimeter wider, but height is pretty much the same and width looks to be the same as well. Right, so as you've seen earlier on in the video, we cannot dock the Nintendo Switch Lite, so you can't play it on your TV. But yet here we are, playing it on the TV. So on something like split screen Mario Kart 8, this is kind of perfect because it's going to be hard, even in tabletop mode, to really play with ease on the Nintendo Switch Lite. But here it is. Now, it's not ideal because if you look, the resolution's pretty bad. But yet it is playable. We've been playing it for about half an hour. Now you're probably wondering, how on earth have you done this? Well, you're going to be really disappointed when you see, because, wait for it, ta-da! There we go. You see, what I'm doing is I'm filming the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is then output into the TV. Now you might think, well, that's absolute madness. Let me just get both of them in shot together so you can see. There you go, yeah. Now you might think that that's absolute madness. Yes, I completely agree. It is madness. because you're not going to be setting up a tripod and a camera to do this. But let's say now, if a company, just going to block the view a minute, if a company was to set something up where they could have a little thing that went over the screen with a little pinhole camera just on the top of it, and it was filming directly on the screen in the perfect position. So then you would get no reflections or anything, because it would kind of be like a hood that goes on it. And then out of the top of it would have a HDMI cable that you would plug into your TV, and that would then transmit the sound and the picture over. Maybe not complete madness, because if you were just to use it every now and then, honestly, this here is going to be more fun than if you were just playing it in tabletop mode. So of course you would just get the normal Switch, but if you had that one, if a company could design something that fitted over the top for 30 or 40, even £50, well, if you got the Switch Lite, you're not then going to go out and get the proper Switch just to play it on TV mode. And honestly, that is completely playable, and there must be a bit of lag, but there doesn't appear to be much lag. My kids have been playing it, and they haven't been moaning about, you know, like turning a second later or anything like that. It plays pretty perfectly. Right, so that is it for this video. I, so far, really like the look and the feel of the Nintendo Switch Lite, and I hope it does well for Nintendo. So hopefully now, with Christmas coming up, it will, hopefully it will do some pretty good sales, and then more and more people will develop games for it, and it's going to be good for everybody. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more of these type of videos. Take care. Bye now.
Quella chioma, quell'aria brillante.